With the onset of COVID and distance learning, a light has been shown on the inequities in education, specifically in access to laptops and Wi-Fi. These inequities often follow racial patterns. How can we have more equity in online access to education?
There's this idea of universal design that I've heard about fairly recently, and it applied to education. This is very oversimplified, but the idea is that if you're designing something for, let's say, like easier access, that should just be the norm. It shouldn't be the extra thing you do when you realize someone doesn't have access. And so I think we need to implement ideas of universal design. There's an amazing scholar, Dr. Bettina Love, who I heard an interview about her talking about the hit of COVID, and she's like, COVID happens, and all of a sudden we have money for computers. We could have done that the whole time, like keep that same energy when we're in the building.
Right.
And so I think we need to really think about it that way. Like, we know we have bandwidth disparities in neighborhoods, and we know we have access to equipment issues and funding going here and there. And we just need to take a look at like, what is something that's universal that is going to work? I'm a little hesitant in thinking that way because there's this idea of interest convergence, like a lot of things that have happened that seem like altruistic equity pushes have really been when white folks feel that there's some value for them or something to gain for them. And it doesn't really work out well when it's like that. So when we think of things being universal, the motivation behind it can't be, oh, now I feel there's something I can get out of it too. It really has to be the understanding of the entitlement that all of our students have
Right.
to this access.
Right. And I like what you said about universal design. I've been learning about it a little myself as a fellow teacher. And, just to kind of give like the just like oversimplified version of it is it's the idea that when you design a lesson or a curriculum, you try to account for every possible student you might encounter with their levels of ability or low abilities, or their levels of the ways that they think or ways that they learn, ways that levels of kind of privilege versus poverty, and just trying to kind of make every lesson as inclusive as possible so that no matter who the student is, they are given something that they can learn at the level that they're at. And
you don't have to be additive on the back end.
Sorry?
You don't have to be additive on the back end.
Right, exactly.
You design that way on the front end. Yeah.
The cake, if you will. So let's see.